So in this video I'm going to show you the one practice that absolutely changed everything for me when it comes to connecting my ideas on the fretboard, especially when you have a bunch of chord changes and you want to keep the flow going. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a piece of music, a standard that you might know if you're into jazz especially, and it's called All the Things You Are. Now All the Things You Are is built out of a 6, 2, 5, 1, 4 progression, and then there's a modulation up 2 steps. So in this case we're starting off in A flat and then we're modulating 2 steps above into C. So the chords are gonna be F minor, B flat minor, E flat, A flat, D flat, and then we're going to have a G7 bringing us into our C major 7, to our new tonality. And what we're going to do, we're going to take this position right here and I'm going to show you the arpeggios one by one, and then we're going to connect them and even make them into an actual improvisation concept. Okay, so the first arpeggio is F minor 7, and as we said, we're going to strict ourselves to stay in one position, this third position over here. So with our second finger, we're going to play this A flat, which is the flat third, and then we're going to move to the 5, then playing the 7, and then the root. So we already have a full octave. So in F minor 7, our first chord, this is the flat 3, 5, 7 root. And then we're going to keep building up our arpeggio within that position. Now, and something that is very important to be able to do is see octaves on the guitar. So I can see that this is my next flat 3 because I know my octaves. You see, as I see this flat 3, it's reflecting visualization wise on my next flat 3. So I get this flat 3, 5, 7 root. My awareness of the octave visualization is telling me that this is the flat 3. Not only that, also whenever I'm playing a root and I want to go into a minor chord, I only need to step a step and a half to get my flat third right there. And then I can go into my 5. I know that this is a 5 because I know how a power chord looks like, right? All those power chords are actually fifths. And then the 7 right here, the 7 is a step below my root. Again, here's my octave awareness. So I'm getting a flat 3, 5, 7 root, flat 3, 5, 7 root. And whatever happens on the low E strings is going to happen also on the high E string. So I get this. Right? Flat 3. So this is my arpeggio. Flat 3, 5, 7 root. Flat 3, 5, 7 root. Flat 3. Now my next arpeggio is going to be B flat minor 7, so that is going to bring me into this note again, but this time this note is going to be the flat 7 of B flat minor 7. So I'm getting a flat 7, a step above will be my root, and then I can see my triad over here. So flat 7 root, flat 3, here's my minor third, my 5th, right? This is my triad. Flat 7. I can see that this is a flat 7 because I know how octaves look on the guitar. Here's another way of seeing octaves. You see, this is also an octave. So a step below my octave would be my flat 7. Again, my flat 7, root, flat 3, 5, flat 7, root, flat 3, here's my minor third, 5, and whatever happens on the low E string happens on the high E string. So here we go. That's my flat 7 to my root again. So I get this. Okay, next arpeggio is going to be E flat 7. So this time, staying in the position, I'm going to get my third over here. So I have third, 5, then flat 7, root. Then again, third, 5, flat 7, root. Here's my octave again. Keep visualizing those octaves. Be able to see octaves. It's a game changer. And then you can see that whatever happens on the low E string happens on the high E string. So I get this E flat 7 arpeggio. Then moving into my 1 chord, my tonic. This is actually going to be now my major 7 because it's the major 7 of A flat. So I get major 7 root of A flat. Then major third 5, major 7. Again, how do I know that this is a major 7? Well, there are many ways to know. One way would be to recognize, again, visualizing an octave, but seeing that a half step below that octave is my major 7. Major 7 root, third 5, major 7 root, third 5. I know that this is my third and 5 because I know my triads. It's very important to learn triads, and you can really go deep into triad and arpeggios on my website, weissguitar.com. You can check out the link in the description, Galactic Modern Guitar. So you get root, third, 5, then again major 7 to the root. That's what is happening over there, because whatever happens on the low E strings happens on the high E strings. Exactly. So major 7 root, third, 5, major 7 root, third, 5, major 7 root. And then this note now on my next chord, D flat, it's going to be the 5 of D flat. So I get 5, major 7 root, third, 5, major 7 root, third, 5. Here's my triad again. Always build on your awareness of triads. It's very important to know triads when it comes to guitar. Arpeggios, scales, all of those are the fundamentals that you learn and you practice, so later you can just express yourself, right? Because they are the building blocks of the language of music. So 5, major 7, root, third, 5, major 7, root, third, 5. Now for our next chord, G7, I'm going to do something special, which is altering the notes. Instead of having a 5, I want to put a sharp 5 in there, because it's a really beautiful thing to do over dominant chords. Change the 5, maybe lower it or raise it. It's from the altered scale, right? It can be from the altered scale, which is a whole other subject that you can check out also on this channel. So let's go into it. Root. So now this is the root. I'm still staying in a position, right? Root, third, sharp 5. This is like an augmented sound because it's actually an augmented triad over here. You see, it's all major thirds. And then flat 7. Once again, here's the visualization of the octave. Here's my flat 7. So I get root, third, sharp 5, 7. Root, third, sharp 5. My augmented triad. 7. Root, third. Let's build it. And now I can resolve it into my new tonic, which is C major. So here's C major 7. This time this is going to be the 5 of C. Then the 7, major 7. Root, third, 5, major 7, root, third, 5, major 7. So I get this. So now we have our arpeggios, right? Well, the next step is going to connect. We're going to connect those arpeggios. We're going to stay in that one position. So I'm going to do this right now, and you can practice along. Feel free to rewind or slow down this video. I want you to get this, okay? So here we go. F minor, 7. I'm going to come back in my next arpeggio, which is B flat minor 7. Now I'm going to go up in A flat 7, my next chord. And now I'm going to come back in my tonic, A flat major 7. Now I'm going to go up in D flat major 7, which is my next chord, the 4th degree. And I'm going to come back in G7 sharp 5. And I'm going to come up in C major 7. So now I'm going to do this within time. 2, 3, 4. Okay? You can do it in many variations. This was just an example of one way you can start connecting these. What I'm gonna do now is kind of improvise my way within these arpeggios using Not only chromatics when I feel like, enclosures, which I also, by the way, talk about in this channel, so make sure to subscribe and check out, the other videos. I'm going to also start connecting some other movements around those arpeggios to connect them. So it's not like I'm thinking about one arpeggio after the other, it's more like I'm kind of like seeing my note possibilities and kind of drawing between the lines and connecting them. Let me show you what I mean. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, more examples. 1, 2, 3. I'm kind of more thinking about the rhythm than anything else, but because I took the time to connect those arpeggios, now I can kind of just think about the rhythm and kind of think about the connecting areas, So what you can start seeing is that you can start approaching into these arpeggios. For example, going into this F minor 7, you can go, then playing the structure that gives you actually also the 9 of the arpeggio. So playing an F minor 7 add 9 sound. Then maybe reversing that arpeggio into B flat minor 7 through this. So this is third, second, root. So I'm adding a lot of seconds in there. Seconds and nines are the same stuff. That's an example. And then I can aim into the third. So I'm thinking ahead. I can aim into the third of the E flat 7 arpeggio. This third right here, I can go kind of like enclosuring that note. Third. So let me see. B flat minor, aiming to the third of E flat. So I'm always thinking ahead when I'm doing that stuff. Right, over here. Then I can play the arpeggio from the second to the root of that E flat. Maybe add some triplets in there. Then I'm gonna aim into the third of A flat. So A flat major 7 arpeggio is this. I'm gonna aim into the third of that over here. So it's gonna be and I landed on the third. So again, I can add the add 9 into my arpeggio. So root, third, fifth, major 7, 9. I can use that 9, it's a beautiful sound. Let's see what I got. Okay, so now I can go maybe into that D flat over here. Just playing the arpeggio reversed. 5, third, and maybe add the 2 in there. Root, major 7, 5. So I can see the arpeggio, but I'm kind of adding that second note over there. You see, it's a step above the root. Then going into that G, I can kind of arpeggiate that G7 sharp 5. Then I'm feeling like I want to play some altered stuff in there, so I'm going to use that sharp 9 into the 5. So obviously, when I'm improvising, this is just happening automatically. But what you can start doing is going through that process of recognizing the arpeggios, connecting the arpeggios, and then starting to construct phrasing. Of course, know all of your fundamentals on the guitar. So you can start doing that. It's a process. It takes time. But this thing completely changed the way I use phrasing, because when I restricted myself to stay within one position and create music in that position, it opened up so many possibilities, because it's kind of limiting you to be melodic within a certain area on the guitar and not getting lost in shapes, because a lot of the time people learn arpeggios, they're kind of learning it from the root, and then when they want to move to the next chord change, they need to move their hand all the way over here and look for the next chord, you know. So what this does, it kind of puts you in the spot where you have to create music within a certain area, so your ideas voice lead and connect. So I thought this is really powerful and worth sharing with you today. If you really want to dive into, recognizing all of the arpeggios, all of the voicings, how they connect, being able to see, everything with step-by-step guidance, notation, 15 modules, you're welcome to check out my 15 module program, Galactic Modern Guitar. The link is in the description. As you know, I post a video every week, so I invite you to check out the other videos as well as subscribe, hit the bell, and of course like this video and support the channel by sharing my videos as well as commenting and staying in touch. That's it for today. I'll see you in the next lesson.